Okay, so today we have Carly Simon and You're So Vain. Now, I've heard this is her signature track, and I've heard of Carly Simon, but I've never listened to the song, and I've never listened to any of her other work. I mean, she's just hasn't come across my mind. My parents didn't listen to her when I grew up. So anyway, here I finally am, going to listen to this song. So let's get into it, talk about it after. You're So Vain, Carly Simon. Let's go.
Son of a gun.
Mystery to it.
You walked into the party like you were walking onto a yacht. Your hat strategically dipped below one eye. Your scarf, it was apricot. You had one eye in the mirror as you watched yourself gavotte, and all the girls dreamed that they'd be your partner. They'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. You're so vain. I'll bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? Oh, you had me several years ago when I was still quite naive. When you said that we made such a pretty pair and that you would never leave, but you gave away the things you loved, and one of them was me. I had some dreams, they were clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. I'll bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? I had some dreams, they were clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. I'll bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? When I hear you went up to Saratoga and your horse naturally won, then you flew your Learjet up to Nova Scotia to see the total eclipse of the sun. When you're where you should be all the time, and when you're not, you're with some underworld spy or the wife of a close friend, wife of a close friend, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. I'll bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? You're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so
There it is, Carly Simon and You're So Vain. So like I said, coming into this, I've never heard the song. I was thinking maybe I'll recognize the chorus. I know a lot of people have covered the song as well, but yeah, I've never heard it, so this is very good. So anyway, I love her passion here. I love her fire. I love her vigor. Again, I've never heard her voice on anything else, so I love how strong, I love how mature it is, I would say. I love how intelligent her lyrics are. I love how sharp her words are. I love how there's intent behind everything she says. and lines from the get-go, when she talks about you walked into a party like you're walking onto a yacht or whatever it was. We'll get to lyrics soon. But you get the point right away. That sets the tone of, oh, she does not like this guy. And I guess this is some kind of former lover, and looking at doing a bit of research. And it's one thing that people have always talked about, I guess, is who this is about. But Carly, I guess, has said that it's about many different people. And I do believe her, I want to say, producer of this album, or whoever she worked with to make this song as well, talked about how it was mostly about Warren Beatty, and especially the chorus. And I believe as well, there's so many different things, because it's been over 50 years since the song was released. So Carly has talked about it quite a bit, because people always want to know, well, who's it about? And I guess Carly has said that the chorus was kind of about him. But again, the rest of the song, you could put many different people into that, and she kind of took different things and put it in and whatever. So anyway, that's a big thing of why the song is relatable, why it's very big, and why, you talk about, if you get out of a bad relationship or whatever, or if you just hate somebody, this is the song to listen to. I mean, she takes the words right out of your mouth and puts it into a song. And again, she's having fun with it, it feels like. She's having fun being a hater. And I like that a lot. And again, I think I did talk about it, but yeah, her voice is just so strong. She has such a growl to it as well. And I don't know if she has that growl all the time, or if it's just specifically for this track, because again, it's such a track full of just hating on this person or these people, so it fits very well. But yeah, just love her growl, just love her poise, and the piano here is beautiful. I love how lively that is. The song does have a joyous feeling, because again, I feel like she's had these words on her chest for a long time, and she finally got it into a song. And there is a joyous feeling to hating on these people, and I like that a lot. And I love how you would go into the clouds in my coffee line, and how the drums would just pick up there and just get even more thunderous, and then we go right into that earworm of a chorus, that catchy chorus. And yeah, I again, it's just such a thunderous feel. And the beginning too, the intro, very mysterious, and the song had a mystique to it as well. But I mean, it already has a mystique to it too, because you think about, oh, again, who is this about? But I don't know, what's the word? It's the bass work, obviously, but it's just so calculated. I guess the calculated bass work from the get-go. And then the guitar solo in there too. A beautiful solo with such feeling, such taste. And the solo, it reminded me, when I heard it and I was listening to it, I was thinking this solo would fit into a band's song, but I can't think of the band who it is, but it just reminded me of a different band. But again, I don't know who it is. It's very 1970s, but now I sound like an idiot, oh, what band? I don't know, but like, yeah, it just sounded so tasteful anyway, and like it would fit into almost any song. And it didn't break up anything in this song. It was pretty well a short solo, but it added an extra layer of just great musicianship, I guess you would say. And to talk about that, let me look at the personnel here, just to talk about everybody, and give names to these instruments. So Carly Simon, of course, would you believe it, she's on lead vocals and piano and string arrangement, and she was on string arrangement and orchestration with Paul Buckmaster. What a great last name. But Paul and her doing the orchestration here, glorious sounding, just beautiful as well. And yeah, it sounded so clean, sounded shimmering kind of strings, and that added a lot again to the kind of glorious, joyous sound I got from the whole thing. Jimmy Ryan on guitars here, and again, I would imagine he was on the solo then, so great to hear Jimmy on that. Klaus Vorman, I want to say, and I believe I've heard his name before, but anyway, he was on the bass guitar here, and he had a great intro to the track. And yeah, but like I said, I feel like I've heard his name before on a different track, and I've heard this guy on a different track. I know Jim Gordon on drums. My God, he got around playing drums for a lot of different people. And I feel like, I don't know how many times this is now that he's been on a song that I've reacted to, but I love his sound all the time, like I talked about. I love how thunderous he was, especially going into that chorus. And just, I mean, he was very noticeable, obviously. So anyway, great to see Jim Gordon here again. Richard Perry on percussion, and like I said, Paul Buckmaster on orchestration. And yeah, Richard Perry, percussion. Again, percussion, the drums, it all work together. But all these instruments work very well together. And like I said, created such a great sound. But also, I want to mention Mick Jagger, who you can hear I mean, maybe if I didn't know coming into this that he was on it, but I did kind of look at the personnel before this, and did see that, yeah, Mick Jagger contributed uncredited backing vocals on this track, as it says here on Wikipedia. But it also says Simon said she invited him to join the recording as he happened to be in the studio. I mean, why the hell not? It's Mick Jagger, goddamn. But anyway, yeah, like I said, if I didn't know he was on here, if I might not have noticed, but I don't know, when you hear the backing vocals, you can hear, oh yeah, that's Mick Jagger's voice. I mean, he's one of a kind with his vocals. So anyway, I like how he's on here too. Why the hell not? It just adds such another fun layer to the track, and I love how he's talking about "You're So Vain." To hear him say the words "You're So Vain" is fun too. So anyway, let's get into these friggin' lyrics. I'm just drives a popcorn fire. First with the intro, son of a gun, which is said in a whisper, and almost you could replace gun with bitch, I would think. Son of a bitch, you know, again, just talking about how much she hates this guy. I don't know, you get that just from the whispered intro, at least I did, of saying, oh my goodness, this guy again. And then we go into the first verse. You walked into a party like you were walking onto a yacht, and that first line kind of just sets the tone. I mean, my God, just talking about how this guy seems arrogant, his shit don't stink, nose way up in the air, not looking at anybody else. I mean, that's just what comes in my head. Your hat strategically dipped below one eye. Your scarf, it was apricot. You had one eye in the mirror as you washed yourself. Gavot. I can't remember how she said it. But either way, as it says here in an annotation on genius.com, it's a kind of French dance. But again, he's looking at himself in the mirror, trying to make sure everything is in place. He seems very particular about himself. He's obsessed with himself. And you get that from, again, the first line. And the rest of the verse kind of talks about that even more. And we go into the pre-chorus here. And all the girls dreamed that they'd be your partner. They'd be your partner. And then we go into the chorus. But it seems like maybe as we come to find out, Carly says she was naive, and I guess maybe she wanted to be his partner, and then she found out he was a dick. So then we go into the chorus. You're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. And I love the soaring vocals on this chorus as well with the "You're so vain." My goodness. And I almost feel like Carly, again, I'm not familiar with the rest of her work, but she has a voice where I feel like she could have done, again, I don't know if she did, like country music or something like that. I don't know, that kind of a voice. I feel like her voice would fit very well with country. But anyway, and I'm not really even a country fan, but either way, yeah, I'll bet you think the song is about you, don't you? And even still, if this guy wasn't arrogant, if this guy wasn't a piece of crap, he would be right to think this song is about him, because whoever this guy is in the story anyway, yeah, if he thought this was about him, again, he would still be seen as conceited, because why, you know, oh, you think it's about you because it's all about you, but it is about him. So anyway, that's just a funny dichotomy to me. So this guy can't win at all. But either way, it doesn't sound like Carly wants him to, or really anyone else wants him to win. You had, then we go to the second verse. You had me several years ago while I was still naive. So there we go. Well, you said that we made such a pretty pair that you would never leave. You can feel I guess the energy building here in Carly. You can feel that she's just so mad. She still is hanging on to such resentment for this guy. But you gave away the things you loved, and one of them was me. And again, she's never forgot about that, and she's been holding this in for a long time, it sounds like, to finally put it into words, into a song here. And letting go of me was a bad decision, because I'm not going to let it go. And then we go to the pre-chorus. Once again, I had some dreams that were clouds in my coffee, and then You're So Vain with the chorus once more. And I did see there was an annotation here for the clouds in my coffee thing. And basically, as it's explained there, it's just a line that Carly really liked, and I do believe was it an album name as well she put in, but either way, just talk about she had dreams, she had clouds in her coffee, whatever. But again, these dreams were not fulfilled with him. Good Lord, or with, again, I keep saying him, but whoever you want to talk about, whoever these guys are that she was thinking about for this track. Next with the guitar solo, the pre-chorus and the chorus, and then the last verse here with the third one. Well, I hear you went up to Saratoga, and your horse naturally won. Again, it seems like, I don't know if he paid for that or what goes on, but it seems like everything always goes this guy's way. He's not used to losing. Again, this guy just seems like such a prick. Then you flew your Learjet up to Nova Scotia to see the total eclipse of the sun. And I do believe this was a real thing back in the 70s here, or whatever, maybe the late 60s. I did read somewhere that there was an eclipse, and it was you could see it very well from a place like Nova Scotia, which is only like a province over from me. So anyway, you're where you should be all the time, and when you're not, you're with some underworld spy or the wife of a close friend, and we go into the chorus again. But just again, talking about how, well, you're where you should be all the time, and when you're not, it just seems like he seems so privileged. He can go wherever you want, and you talk about, again, with the wife of a close friend. It seems like maybe an affair happening there, or with some underworld spy, maybe, which might not even be happening, but he might be just talking himself up. This, all that kind of stuff comes to mind. The same kind of things that you could talk about earlier, with him being arrogant, with him being self-obsessed, and everything's about him, and he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then again, the chorus, like I said in the outro, "You're so vain." I probably think this song is about you. And so anyway, and many different people, it seems like, so many different guys that, when you look at different pages here, whatever, and when you look at people who have talked about guys that this could be about. I look here on songfacts.com. Rumors include Warren Beatty, Chris Christopherson, Cat Stevens, Mick Jagger, James Taylor, and so many different people. And I'm sure all these guys were thinking, Jesus Christ, is that me or not, I guess. But anyway, it's fun. But what a great song. Can't really find any faults with it. Again, I can see why it's so big, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to listen to it, but here we finally are. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all this stuff. Really appreciate all the support. Sorry for some of the pauses in there, but I don't know, my mouth is just so dry. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, thanks for everything. Talk to you guys again soon.